This is Dr. Andrew Jones. In this edition of Veterinary Secrets, I'm going to show you how to stop your dog from jumping up. Do you have a dog that jumps up? So as part of today's video, I've got Mair Parno. We call him MP for short. He's a Airedale Terrier. He's a little guy. He's still young. He's just over a year old. His manners aren't necessarily the best, but he's a great dog. Good boy. I'm often guilty of it. I get really excited when I see him. He gets excited when he sees me. Sure enough, he's inclined to jump up. So I think he's going to be a great dog for us to use as a model dog in terms of showing you, the appropriate things to do in terms of how you can best stop your dog from jumping up, both on yourself and on your guests. So why do dogs jump up? So dogs such as Mair Parno, they're there. They want to greet us. If you look at puppies, instinctually, the first thing they want to do is they want to get to perhaps their mom's face. And one of the big ways they do by greeting them is often they're licking their tongue out. It's a deferential way in terms of communication. So they're saying, "Hi, Mom, I'm happy to see you. I'm also ready to listen to you." So they're going to get up right to her face, give her a little lick. That's their way of greeting other animals in the world. And to them, initially, we're just another animal. So for Mair Parno, that's his way of greeting. He's just got to learn that there's better ways to greet these humans as opposed to jumping up on them. Oh, good boy. Yeah. So what's the first thing? The very first step in terms of teaching your dog not to jump up is you coming home. So you're coming in the door, you haven't seen your dog all day or for a period of time, but you don't make a big deal about it. Just, "Hello, Mair Parno, I'm home," in a sort of matter-of-factly, calm way. What you're not doing is getting yourself all excited, getting him all excited. He's feels the ability, okay, he's got his energy up. He just can't even remember any of the commands that you've taught him. He's much more likely then to jump up. So the first thing is you're coming home calm and excited. You want to think of yourself and establish yourself as the pack leader, where you're calm yet assertive. Think about the ideal parent in any way. Very much that's the same thing that you want to instill, have that same level of respect from your own dog in terms of basic training. Then when they get that, they're much more likely, to perform the appropriate behaviors and not do what you don't want them to do, that is jump up. Or, God knows what he's doing, chew on something in our couch. The next thing, it may sound very simple and easy, but what you're doing is ignoring your dog when they jump up. You're not rewarding that behavior that you don't want to reward. It's gotten so much more behaved. See there, I'm turning my back. I'm not responding to him. I'm not going to interact. I'm going to walk away, come back in. I say, "Mair Parno, I'm home." Good boy. So there was an example of where he jumped up on me. I turned my back. He got the message. Okay, that's not what he wants. I came back in. Said, "Mair Parno, I'm home." I made the command to sit. He sat down. I gave him a treat. In no short order of time, 95% of dogs, they're going to get that. They're going to understand that, okay, I react appropriately, I behave appropriately. My master, preferably, my pack leader, is then going to approve of what I'm doing. And he's seeking approval. He's happy to have me approve of what he's doing. The next thing is when you have guests come over. So my experience with this is my big dog Lewis, who's a little bit camera shy, not really so keen to be in the camera today. And I had it down so he would not jump on myself, on my family. It's okay, he's got it. Yet I would go to the clinic, for instance, and Lewis would be so happy to see the staff, and they would pat their shoulders and encourage him to jump up. So it's guest friends. So you have people come in your house, they're guests, and they don't know the rules. They actually think it's kind of cute to have this little puppy jump on you, not knowing that the little 15-pound Mair Parno is going to be 70 pounds within a year. So similarly, you've got to train your guests to do the same thing. They come into the house, they're going to come into the house, they're going to open the door. Mair Parno is there to greet them. If he jumps up, they're going to turn their back. If he doesn't jump up, Parno, I'm home. Hello, I've come to visit. Good. He sits, responds appropriately. Good boy. Instantly he gets rewarded. And as you can see, he wants to be rewarded. Good boy. Another option is you can look at crate training your dog. So when you have guests coming over, then he doesn't have the option to instantly not respond appropriately in terms of jumping up. So he's in a crate initially, the initial excitement dies down. He's like, okay, guests are come over, and then he comes out. Regardless, we're trying to set your dog up for success. We want him to succeed. We want him to have the right behavior. Most dogs, as I said, are going to get that pretty quick. And I find of all the different things, I was initially taught in dog training class to knee my dog. First of all, that's negative reinforcement. Second, you potentially harm your dog by actually hitting his chest with your knee. Not a good technique, not a good strategy, not one that I suggest that you take up or try to do. Lastly, too, sort of one big final note, it's much, much easier to train your dog properly first. So going into those puppy training classes, having a well-trained dog, not having to deal with a negative behavior in the first place. But that being said, the behavior such as jumping up, that can be remedied. You can have a dog that will not jump up. Just go through those steps, have patience and time, and just make sure that you're training yourself, you're training your friends, you're training your neighbors, and you're training your veterinary staff if you happen to work in one and you have staff that encourage your dog to jump up, to not have your dog jump up. And you will have it not jumping up. Thank you for watching this edition of Veterinary Secrets on how to train your dog not to jump up. Thank you, Mair Parno. Hope you guys are all having a good December, and I'll be talking to you again very soon. What I want you to do now is first click that link in the box above, and that can subscribe you to my channel. Then you can go ahead and click that link in the box below, and I can send you my free books and videos on how to heal your dogs at home with my top natural remedies.